Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you a proper grouting technique. First off, so you know, hold on, Joe. First off, so you know we're using a sanded grout. And the reason we're using a sanded grout is we have a 3/16 joint. And that 3/16 joint, by the time you're finished with it, is going to almost resemble a 1/4 of an inch. Sanded grout should be used. Non-sanded grout is a creamy grout with no sand, and that's typically used when you do a butt-up joint, where two tiles actually touch each other and you have a fine line of a 1/16 of an inch or even a 32nd of an inch. So our proper technique is once you get your mix, let me show you what your mix should look like. You want it to be muddy, but you don't want it to be too wet and you don't want it to be too dry. And then you go in the back and forth method, going diagonal in your joints so you can fill your joints. Diagonal. Thank you. And all you're doing is pushing and packing. And then when you're done pushing and packing, you just smear all your excess off. Joe, grab this excess here. And just pull off as much as you can. Alright, so that area would be basically sponge ready. Now sponge ready, we did a little section here that's already been done. Sponge ready is when you take your buffing or polishing sponge, any box store carries them, $2 sponge, and you want a little bit of water in it, and I'll show you. You squeeze a little bit, but not a lot, on your first pass, and then diagonally just continue across the tile. And what that's doing is that's making a muddy surface for you. It's all cleanable, it's all washable, easy to do. Right up against your trims. And the more you wipe this in, what it'll do is it'll groom that joint. I'll show you a spot here. And the more you wipe that with that water, the finer and nicer the joint will turn out. So once that's done, you'll have that, in this case, a fawn color. You'll have like a chocolatey haze. Wring your sponge out, go over it again, and you do it several times. Each time you do it, less water, till you get to the point where this is what you'll look like, and that's after a final sponge. Although it's not completed, there has to be a follow-up 2-bucket sponge wash, and that'll get most of that grit, grime, and haze off of that tile, and then we're going to let it sit. So the big thing to remember, basic floats you can buy for $2-3 at a box store. Basic sponges, $2-3 at a box store. And anything that's bigger than a 1/16 of an inch, you're going to use a sanded grout. Okay, when you're done with the sanded grout, your water bucket is going to be pretty filthy. Do not dump it in the drain. It will sit at the bottom of your trap. And even at the toilet, it will sit in the bottom of the gooseneck and clog your plumbing. The sand won't wash down, it will collect. Okay, thanks for watching.